Hello, so let's talk about gratitude and how gratitude rewires us to be the best version of ourselves. Before I get started on this, so you will understand it because gratitude is actually a tool you can actually use to change things for positive. It's not just a mere word, it's actually a tool and people are using it. So, but before I tell you what I'm going to tell you, let me give you a bit information about the brain. The brain actually don't give us the whole gist about reality. If I should put it like simple, brain filters reality from us because the perception you have about things are actually just one view that you are privileged to. There is other people's view, like thousands, millions of views. As much as there are many people in the world, people are entitled to have their own view and perception about things. So the part you're seeing or whatever you are coming in terms with is actually your own perception or your own view of it. Why I said that the brain doesn't tell us the whole story or give us the whole picture about life is this. Let's say you buy a new car and out there, immediately you go out, you start seeing that same model of your car everywhere. Like this is something that you've never noticed. You never noticed, but now it feels like everybody in the city owns one of it just because you actually using one. Another instance I will give you is say you buy a red jacket. The moment you go out with it, you start seeing a lot of people. Either you see people wearing the same jacket or you start seeing people that are wearing at least a touch of red. That's exactly what it looks like. And this is what happened. Did these people suddenly start wearing the same clothes as you, or did they start buying the cars because you've bought one? No, it's just your brain. It's just your brain that is tricking you. It's because you've bought this car and the brain is feeding you with information about it. Like you started noticing it. Your focus has actually changed. Let me give you another instance. You bought a flight or you're about to board a flight and the pilot comes out and say, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, that, just to give you an information that this flight has about 50% chances of crashing and all that." What do you think your approach will be? You will start noticing everything negative, the slightest thing, even the crew members and whatever it is around. You start noticing them; they become a negative signal for you. But at maybe the same flight and anything, and then a pilot comes out and says or make an announcement that this is the safest flight you can ever board and that just relax, enjoy yourself and enjoy your journey. That same information, different perspective. What you will start noticing is everything positive about the crew member, about the meal, about the flights. Like your brain or your brain actually, instead of entering into a sort of investigative mood, it starts picking up the things that are quite positive about the journey. So now, how does the brain do this? There is something called the reticular activating system, the RAS system in the brain. What it does is that because the brain actually gets a lot of information, millions of information flood the brain, but it doesn't feed you with all of them. It just selects a fraction of it to give you at a particular time based on what you pick interest in or wherever your focus is. That's what the brain does. It just feeds you with the information you need, a perspective. For instance, if you focus on fear, it feeds you things about danger. If you focus on problems, it shows you more of them or things that can be a problem. If you focus on gratitude, if you pay attention to gratitude, the word you're using are affirmations of gratitude and all that, what you get are things, you start seeing things that you are grateful for, things that are blessings to you and all that. This is exactly how the brain operates. And we need to understand it because if you understand it, you will be able to, use this as a tool. So the reticular activating system actually, try to sieve this information to give you the information you need, So now the chemistry part of this whole thing is that if you understand it, you understand that when you start focusing on the positive, what happens is that the dopamine increases and the serotonin increases. These are the feel-good chemicals, I would say. They are actually neurotransmitters in the brain. But what happens is that they increase and the stress hormone goes down and the brain forms a new neural pathway, actually, that actually new neural pathway that actually focuses you on the positive. That's why sometimes you feel like people who are grateful are the luckier ones. It's not just that. The fact is that being grateful or finding things you are grateful for will enable them to see more opportunities, or opportunities that you've not been able to see, or where you see failure, they are seeing, they are seeing just a challenge they can actually overcome and all that. So this is how the brain tends to rewire us for better, or even for worse, for depending on how you take it. So this is exactly why grateful people are much luckier. So what information has this for us today? What it has for us today is great things in a day that you are grateful for. It doesn't, even if it's small, you don't underrate even small things, because even the small things you consider that they are small, there are things to be grateful in them. It might be just a conversation, it might be a silent moment, it might be a little thing you've got, whatever it is. Write those things down and look at why they are things you should be grateful for, and repeat these things every day for 30 days, and see how your brain or your approach to things will change. You become more of an optimistic person. You become more of a positive person. You become more of a sign and wonder. So that's exactly what I have for you today. So if you like this video, like and share. Thank you so much. And don't forget to leave a comment on how even to improve on this video. Thank you so much. Take care.